Welcome to the Coffee with Closers show, where we interview real investors that are doing real deals in this current market about how they are finding, funding, and flipping the deals. We talk about what they are doing that is working and the things they did that didn't work so that you can save time and money as you become a real investor. Welcome to the Coffee with Closers show. Hey, guys, I've got an amazing Coffee with Closers show today. We're going to talk about something that we haven't talked about on this show, which gets me excited right here. This guy, okay? And you should get excited too, because we're bringing you real investors doing real deals in a real market. And my investor today is Andrew Lucas.
What's up? How's it going?
How you doing, man? I was going to say, could you not hear me?
I'm here.
We just had a microphone go down. No. So, man, I'm excited to have you on here. And I think what we were talking about earlier about a deal that you just did about flipping with your IRA, tax-deferred money, right?
Yeah.
I love that. A lot of people don't know how it works or even how to set that up. So this is going to be a great call. We're not talking, we're live. This is the new era of phone calls, right? So, guys, listen, you know what the deal is here. We have tons of these Coffee with Closers shows. We even have so many other videos that we put out. Hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. If you're watching it there, if not, check the link, get to our YouTube, hit the subscribe button, click the little bell, ding, 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 so that you get notified anytime we put a new one out like this. So grab a sheet of paper, sit back, buckle up, and let's get busy. So Andrew.
Yes, sir.
Let's do that. I love digging about deals. Obviously, I'm a deal machine. I love about deals. I could ask thousands of questions on deals. So if I'm coming at you with a lot of questions, just bear with me.
Bring it.
So the listeners and the viewers that watch these know that we like to get right to the point. So I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on the back stuff, but I do want to ask a very important question. Because there was a point in your life where you woke up one morning and you said, this isn't enough.
Yeah.
What I'm doing is not working. And there's a lot of people that will watch this or listen to this that they might be in that same position in their life. You know what I mean? What was it that pushed you over the edge? What was it that made you decide to be a crazy real estate investor? Was it a book, an uncle, an aunt, a friend, a course? What was it, and how long ago was it when that happened?
Yeah. So mine was a slow progression, like a slow avalanche. Straight out of college, I had been paying a couple landlords a lot of rent. And I was like, you know what? This is cool. I want to be that guy. And I don't want to pay rent anymore, Right. So this is 2007. Yeah, 2007. So
okay. 13 years ago.
I busted out of college, and 2 months later, bought a house. I had a job that right now I don't think I could afford it, but they were giving mortgages to everyone. So
let me understand this straight then. So that's a pretty unique what you just said there, because you didn't say like a book or a training course. You said you were renting and you were like, hey, this guy's making all the money. I want to do what he does. And you just went out and did it. You didn't like get any education on it. You just went out and said, look, I'm going to go buy a house.
Yeah. So sometimes being stupid can help. Now, right away, I think I made some mistakes. So I overpaid. 2007, I overpaid. However, the government was giving free money. So I actually got a check for about $350 when I bought the house. Okay. So I got no down payment, and there was renters in it. So I got paid, which was great. Yeah. But then I went in and stupid mistake. There was a 3-bedroom house. I turned it to 2 because I wanted a big living room, right? So clearly, I didn't read a book. I didn't have you coaching. I didn't have bigger pockets or anybody. So I made a lot of mistakes.
Because we would all said, no!
Yeah. So 10 months later, I got another job out of town. I didn't realize that was going to be that quick, but that became a rental. So I had a roommate helping, my roommate was paying the bills. But then it became a rental, and I immediately built the wall back up and turned it back to a 3-bedroom and rented that out. And so I went years without actually knowing what I was doing. Or even realizing that it was a business. I just kind of thought it was a retirement plan. I thought 30 years from now, this would be great when the mortgage is paid off. And then the book that clicked me over was actually Hold. It was the yellow from Gary Keller. So one of my real estate agents gave it to me, and I read it, and I think a lot of us will say we're not readers, but I just like plowed through that book. It was so good, so interesting. And at the end, I said, it dawned on me that this was an actual business, and people actually make money day in and day out with real estate.
And how long ago was that? Because that to me sounds like that was probably the pivotal shift where you said, I got to go build this.
So that was 2013.
7 years ago.
So because that agent helped me buy a house. We had, at that point, we had 3 or 4 rentals. My wife and I, as we picked one up, I actually bought the one across the street from that first house and then moved, whatever. So we had about, I guess it was 4. And the agent was like, look, you need to learn something, because I still didn't know anything.
Good for that agent. Good for that agent.
Yeah, that's a good agent.
So 7 years ago was the shift that I'm going to be this crazy investor. So now, fast forward 7 years later, if we look at last year, what did you average last year? How many deals were you averaging? If you take
we just went through, and our wholesale deals, we ended up closing about 50. A little less than 50, 46 or something like that. We are still in the process of 5 flips we have going on, carryovers, but we also closed 8 flips last year.
Awesome.
And bought, I didn't count it up. We added to our rental portfolio probably 10. I'm not
10
sure.
10 doors?
10 doors to our portfolio.
Okay. Man, so that's a big jump from 7 years ago, right?
Yeah, so that was the avalanche. So 7 years ago, we said, my wife and I, we had an infant at that time. We said, well, let's work on this. Let's make this work. And then, gosh, what year is it in? So 2017, we said, we're going to do this. I said, my wife is going to leave her job. Ended up, I left my job. Yeah. But we made it work. We said, this is a business. And now we have 50 rental doors. Good
for you guys, man. Because you kind of do a little bit of it all. You buy and hold, you flip and wholesale.
Right. Yep.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you run the REI Live Columbia, South Carolina real estate event, right?
That's right. Yeah. So
you guys meet every month, huh?
Every month we have the big meeting at 6:00 at night, but then also during the month we do an actual we call it a lunch and learn, but we go out in the field and we get into one of our flips that we're working on, so people can see,
hands-on experience.
Like. Yeah, what's new plumbing look like. So we do all that.
I love that. All right, man. So let's talk about this. So you were saying earlier, you're doing more wholesale transactions than the rehabs, but you've got a pretty cool rehab deal that we want to talk about, and it's how you used your IRA. And I'm going to dig into that. But before I do that, give me and the viewers, because there's people watching this that are brand new. There's some that watch this that are kind of doing deals and just to catch little things, and I want to give everyone value. What would you say, if you looked at last year, what would you say were the top 3 marketing sources that you were getting leads from?
Hands down is direct mail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so we also have a high performing website as well, but hands down, direct mail is our lead source.
And are you mailing multiple lists, or are you mailing just a couple of lists, or?
Yeah, really just like 3 basic lists. Your absentee owner, which everybody loves. Then the high age, high equity. And then we'll just grab some other lists. I mean, we'll just take those and kind of
just random, just to see which ones perform.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. So outside of direct mail, what was some other ones?
Probably the next best and the biggest is really word of mouth, friends and family. I mean, thank you, Facebook. It's not what it was meant for, but it works. If everyone knows that you're selling houses, buying houses, they come to you.
No, and I say it all the time, like networking is probably one of the most underlooked marketing avenues there are, because if they don't know what you do, they're not selling it to you.
Yeah.
So we got direct mail, we got networking. What's the third one that you were getting leads on?
Just our website.
The website. Gotcha. Yeah. So. And you're saying the website just because it's got it's SEO and it's showing up in the gotcha.
Optimize. We did that.
Search engine optimization.
We don't have any ads running through Google yet. we're starting those right now, actually, but just SEO.
Gotcha. Cool, man. All right. Well, then let's talk about this deal. So I want you to kind of just give me the overview of the deal. I'll ask you some more questions about the deal, but this is a rehab, right?
Yes.
So let's talk about, let's start from the beginning. We'll work our way to the end, hopefully in the next 20 minutes. So the lead came in from
Networking.
Okay.
So
somebody introduced you to somebody, or somebody said, hey, here's a lead.
A sister of a friend of mine through Facebook. We were Facebook friends, and they'd seen what we're doing. Had a house that needed work, didn't want to deal with putting it on the market. It would not sell well. And time to get rid of it. Yeah, they needed to move it.
Gotcha. So you got introduced to them, you got on the phone, you went through your communication and negotiating with them. Do you do a model of communicate, set an appointment, go look at the house, or do you just do it all from home? Some people we interview, they say, look, we do it all from our office. We don't even go to the house.
Yeah. So because we already had a relationship, we did negotiate and talk numbers over the phone. Our typical model, and I come from the service industry, typical model is not to do that until we've built a face-to-face rapport or relationship. And it's mostly because we were trying to build a relationship.
Yeah.
It's not because we necessarily need to see.
So this
house.
one you were able to kind of get to some numbers over the phone, and then you were able to get the contract signed, and then you set the inspections up. And then the next thing that people have to understand in rehab is you got to line funding up.
Yes.
So instead, you went a different route. You didn't go to a bank. You didn't go to a hard money lender. You had your own IRA. So take a few minutes and explain to people what an IRA is if they don't know.
So an IRA is a retirement account that the government has set up that we can use it and have tax benefits. Yes. So this one was from my wife's previous job. She'd been paying into it for years. And so she's been paying pre-tax dollars. Now you're going to have to Google it because I can't remember if that's Roth or traditional. I don't remember.
I understand. Well, let's just make a disclosure. You're not an attorney. You're not acting as an attorney, and you're not giving legal advice.
If that's not clear enough. So that money, she quit her job. We're both in the business now. So now we moved that over to a self-directed IRA company. It's American IRA. They're right here near us in Charlotte. Great people to work with. So now they have the money and we get to direct it. We can put it in the stock market if we want, or we can lend it to people. We can buy assets. We can buy a business. There's lots of things you can, lots of things you can't do with it. Seek your advisor.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but one of the things you can do is you can have it be your own lender and buy the asset, but help people understand why I say there's good and bad. The good is obviously it's tax deferred, but the bad is you can't profit from that deal.
Correct.
Personally right now.
Correct.
So go through that with them.
So if I were to buy the house and flip it in my LLC, I would get funding, I would flip it, and I would get a profit, and that'd go to my bank account. This is an IRA. It's actually in a trust. And so that IRA is the LLC. That IRA buys it, rehabs it, and when it sells, they get the profit. I don't say they, but it's the IRA.
Correct. All the profit goes back.
And I can't touch that until I turn 68 and a half, whatever it is.
Right.
Unless I get penalized. So that money will stay there, but it's tax deferred. So
So the win is you get the tax deferred from a flip like this, and you don't have to pay the taxes on it right now. The down is if you were looking for that money to pay your light bill, it ain't coming to you.
Correct.
Now, is there a way that you know of that, because that IRA, that self-directed IRA's trust is buying that property, so therefore it owns that property, but you are acting as a service provider managing that project? Are you able to pay you anything inside of the bid or the process as managing the project?
As far as I know, no. You can't pay yourself. I'm not allowed to profit at all. Actually, we would have wholesaled this from our wholesale business to the IRA is what we initially tried to do, which is what we normally do. But because we own the wholesale business, we could not collect a fee. Buying it,
even selling it to your IRA, you couldn't.
I could not collect a fee. So I couldn't even collect it. If I was a real estate agent, I could not get a broker's commission check if my IRA bought it. Does that make sense?
Yep. Totally to me.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's, that was a learning, of course, it's not that big a deal, but we were thinking that we would at least get something into our
you could wholesale it, make a fee, and then flip it and send it into the self-directed IRA.
But we learned that. But anyway, so it's in there. Now you can partner, like my flipping business could be a 50-50 partner with my IRA. So if the property was too big for my IRA to just take down, I need to bring some money, then we could partner, and that would all be legal documents, and the profits would be split as such.
Okay, well there you go then. So that's a way if they wanted to say, hey, I'm going to bring in $60,000 from my IRA and $60,000 from me, and because the two companies are partnering, half the profits go to my IRA plus the 60 back, and the other half goes to this company, even though I own this company.
Yep, you can do that.
Oh, I like that. But obviously check with your custodial or whoever you're working with, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Okay, so now we've gotten the lead. We've analyzed it, negotiated it. We've got inspections on the property. We've got the funding together, which in this case is coming from your self-directed IRA. And now you're in the deal, right? So talk to me about this rehab process for you. One, talk to me, how long was it from the time you acquired the lead till the actual close? Was that a 30-day period, a 2-month period?
It was about 3 months, but that was, again, what they needed. We were working on
that was their close time.
Yes.
They wanted 90 days. Okay.
Yeah.
So now you've closed on it. How long? Well, first off, let me ask about the deal. Is it a big house, a little house?
1,300 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Remodel was 15, 20 grand, or did you go?
Yeah, about a little over 20, probably 22 and a half. Yeah.
22. Okay. So now you've got a pretty standard rehab, 1,300 square feet, $22,000 remodel on this thing. Did you subcontract out the work, or did you hire a contractor?
We subcontracted. So I had a project manager kind of guy, a friend of mine that was, frankly, it was about 45 minutes away. I didn't really want to drive it, so I had him
You had him manage
the on process. It, taking pictures and that kind of deal. Yep.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. So your project managers take like weekly picture updates and send them to you?
Yeah. So we actually are using an app called Telegram, and there's
Telegram.
There's tons of apps that'll do this, but it'll put so that it's me and my wife, because she's in charge of the design, and then project manager and the contractor. And so whoever's there is taking a picture and saying, this is what we did today from the contractor, or when I walk it, I'll say, this is what you need to do tomorrow. Take the pictures, send a note, and all of us are in at once.
Okay, so is the app like a project management app? Is that what it is? Or is it just a communication app?
I think it's it's just a communication app.
So we use Voxer.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Voxer?
We've used that not for pictures, though. I don't know if you can do pictures.
Yeah. So we use Voxer because we can create groups, between us, project manager, contractors, and we can take pictures and notes, and then we can use the walkie-talkie feature with it. So Voxer is one that we use. Okay, gotcha. All right, so how long did the rehab take on this project?
Thanks for the holidays, slowed everybody up. But
that's true.
It went, let's see, we started, so about 2 months, give a little 2-week break for the holidays. So.
Okay, so you closed 2 months later, you were ready to put it on the market, which was this Monday?
Just Monday, just went on the market. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. So that was the whole process, right? I mean, you got the lead from networking, took a few months to get that, used your own self-directed IRA funds to close the deal. You had a project manager that managed the subs. How much time would you say you actually put in that project over that 2 months?
Oh, yeah, not a lot. So it's a
do you
45-minute
have like
drive.
weekly meetings with your project manager?
So we would talk usually every Friday afternoon. He and I would chat for half an hour or so. It was, like I said, 45 minutes away. So my wife and I did pack up. Say it's not that far, but it feels far.
No, you're like 45 minutes away. I live in Alabama. 45 minutes is to the grocery store.
Yeah, right. That's kind of what it felt like, is driving to Alabama. So we went over there 3 times together, I believe.
Over that 2-month period.
Yeah,
so what do you pay a project manager? Do you pay him hourly? Do you give him a piece of the profit? How do you put your project managers in place?
So this guy has worked with me before. We've done deals together. We've been partners together. So basically we said, and he came to us with this idea. It's like, here's your budget. Let's see how much money I can save you. And so we're about to pay him out here. What's today?
So he only gets paid. He gets paid what he saved you, not anything else.
So that's what he wanted to see, if he could make this a business, and we're down for it. So we gave him our budget of what we would normally pay.
And what was that?
Our budget, we wanted to be under 30. So we're looking pretty good.
So you wanted to be at what? 28, 29?
Yeah, we wanted to be all in.
And he got it all done for 22.
Mm-hmm.
So you're talking $6,000.
So he might get a nice little paycheck for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say what you're going to pay him, but if we were like, hey, you saved me this much, but without paying somebody hourly, I mean, that's like a profit sharing type of deal.
Yeah,
I mean, that gives him incentive.
That's more of what it is give him incentive to get it done and work on our costs.
Yep.
And
so he went 2 months without making any money from you.
Mm-hmm.
To then have you cut a check back on what his savings was.
Yeah.
So does he have a job or something? I mean,
he's got a job. He's got a very flexible job.
So this is not a full-time job for him with you.
Correct.
This was, hey, I'll manage it. I'll go to my job, check on lunch, go after work, see what's going on. Okay.
Yes.
Now it's starting to make sense for me. I'm like, man, how's this guy doing this?
Yeah. And like I said, we've been partners together. He's run jobs for me before. When we've been partners, this is what he's good at. One thing I've learned is know what you're good at, and I'm a nice guy and I don't haggle well.
Yeah.
He is a nice guy, but he haggles really well.
So to your point, I always tell people, most important thing is to figure out what you're not good at, so you can get it off of you. Yeah. See, for me, people just don't like me. That's not good. Like, I go on the job site, I'm like, look, I know you guys don't like me, but I write your check, so let's go.
See, that gets it done. So yeah. So
but I have a deal partner like that. He's such a nice guy, man. I mean, he's such a nice guy, and he's a hustler. He's out there doing it, but he does not like confrontation. Will run from it. Will absolutely has a hard time standing up to some of these contractors, so I'll get the phone call every once in a while. All right, Zach, we're behind. Can you come to the job site? Yeah. Like, here I come. So
you come help.
Yeah. So like they see me coming in, they're like, oh, because I'll go in and fire them. Like a lot of people are scared to fire contractors because they're like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But I've been doing this 16 years. It is much easier to fire them and get somebody else in. So
and move on, right?
All right, man. So it's on the market on Monday. So let's talk numbers, man. What'd you get it for?
We got it. We bought it for 50, whatever the closing costs. Call it 52.
Put 22 into it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're about 75,000 all in.
Yeah. And we're gonna pay them a little something, so we should be about 80. Okay.
So because you got to pay that guy. Yep. So 80. What do you got it listed for?
129.
Yay! There we go.
And we have a very aggressive motto. When we put our flips on the market, we want it sold. We want to be the next house sold in that market.
Yeah. So I mean, you're talking $35,000, maybe $40,000 profit off of this deal.
Yeah. And we have a really good price. We could have listed above 130, but hey, who cares? Bring it down.
I mean, that's a good paycheck.
Right.
That's a good paycheck.
Sell it.
That's a good one, man. And here's the best part about it is that $35,000 goes back to your IRA, and you can't do that on a normal yearly contribution to your IRA.
Right. You cannot.
What is it? It's like 6,000 or something like that?
600, 6,000, something like that.
Yeah, that's all you can personally contribute to it. But this way, you're able to put a lot more in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so flipping with your IRA.
Flipping with your IRA. So, and it'll have, now we'll just take it and we'll do the next, we'll find another deal and do it.
Yeah.
IRA for this year, for 2020.
Love it, man. All right, tell me something real quick. What did you do right on this deal that you're like, man, I'll do that every time?
There's a lot of things that we do right and do wrong, but one of the good things is standardized. We know, and our guys know what we're going to put in a house. So paint color, flooring,
systemized.
The granite guy, I just texted him. I said, go do granite at this address, and it's done, right? And he sends me a bill.
That's the way to run a machine.
That's how it got done quicker, more efficient, and they just know what to expect.
Okay, so my next question is probably the most important question, because I think we learn more through this than we do the wins. What is one thing that when you got done with this deal, you were like, man, we should have done that different, or man, we shouldn't have done that?
So there's probably a few things, but the main thing is, and we've learned this, is getting some of those end inspectors, like termite inspector, AC inspector, roof, getting those people to come in early and tell us what we might find. So termite person, the jobs we do now, we have them come right away, tell us what is going to be a hindrance for termite bond, so that we could fix it during reno.
Yeah, and not waiting on the buyer to hit you with it.
Yeah, instead of waiting for the buyer to come.
Yeah.
So that's a big learning lesson. It hurts when that happens.
Do you inspect every property before you close with a home inspector?
No, we don't.
You don't? Okay.
And so, some people do that, and you would catch those things maybe.
Oh yeah, we do. We don't buy a single house without inspecting it.
Yeah. So that.
But we actually go a little bit further, and I'll just throw this out there. We do 2 inspections. So we do the initial inspection, because we can walk a house and visually see what we want to fix and what we want to do, but the inspector tells me all the things I can't see, right, under the house, in the attic. And so we hand that to the contractor and say, look, all these things need to be fixed too. But I got burnt in the past because I'd pay a contractor out and I wouldn't go back under the house or in the attic, and then the new buyer would catch it. So now what we do is we have the inspector inspect it, and then when we're done, before we get final draw, we line up for the second and last inspection. And it's much cheaper because they're just coming in and checking all the things they caught to make sure the contractor did them right.
That's a good idea.
Yep.
See?
So we just run it in our budget, about $750, just an extra expense to have it inspected twice. So
that's a great idea.
Yeah, I learned that the hard way. So that's good. So you're basically saying the same thing. You're like, hey, we're going to start doing some of these inspections earlier.
Yes.
So you don't run into those snags. Love it, man. Love it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And
all right.
This particular property is on 2 acres.
Wow.
I'd say it's the first flip we've done on that large of land, and the agent was adamant we needed to clean the yard, and I was like, but it's
2
trees.
acres.
It's trees. Yeah. And so that's one thing to think about. And we had to budget, we had to get guys out there because they wanted to do drone footage, and trash in the trees doesn't look good.
Yeah.
So
did you go back and do that?
Yeah, we went and got 4 trailer loads of, country people trash.
Yeah, I hear you, man. Look, I know.
Yeah.
I know. So, all right, man, what are your goals this year? Is it to do more rehabs, do more wholesaling, add 50 more doors to your portfolio? What's your goals, man?
Yeah, so I got it right behind this screen here. So we're actually trying to get our wholesale business to be a fully functioning without me in the daily operations. Because right now I do acquisitions and a lot of stuff. So trying to hire for that. And then flips. My wife actually said she doesn't want to do as many this year. So we're going to try to be more selective. And, we do a lot of deals, and margins may not be as big as they want. So now we want to make sure our margins are bigger and do fewer. And then we're going to move from the buy and hold single families to small apartments. So we're looking to pick up our first, that would be a 15 unit or more.
Got it.
Yeah.
Man, those are good goals. Like, you're clear on it. And that's what matters, right? Most people, they get out there and they just run around in circles, and they look, it happened to me last year, and I'm big on goals, but last year I felt like I was the end of the last 6 months. I did not sit down and develop my goals and then plan them out monthly and when I was going to work on them. And I felt like I was constantly chasing my tail to keep up. Right.
Oh, yeah.
This year, we've already laid out the whole year. We've already we're stacked out every month into April on what we're doing, how we're doing it, what we're doing each week. Like, do you know how much pressure that takes off when you start with the end in mind and then you work it all the way back, right?
Yeah.
I got to do all of this month to achieve this next month, right? Mm-hmm. Man, goal setting and setting it in place. So I love it.
Well, yeah, I think the biggest thing, and you said it, is setting goals is fun. Everybody talks about it. You put it on the board, but it's that next step of action steps, taking steps, breaking it down.
Because if not, you just keep pushing it out. Oh, I didn't get to it. Push it out. Instead, like, I want to achieve this by March. So in February, I got to do this. In January, I got to do this so that I can do what I need to do in February so that I can reach my goal in March, right? That's the implementation side. So yeah, that's a big part, man. All right. I appreciate you, man.
Thank you.
For being on here, sharing. I mean, we have not talked to anybody yet that walked us through an ideal example using a self-directed IRA. I'm going to hit you with some hot fire questions, and then I want you to tell everybody how they can keep up with you, and then I'll let you get on about your way. You ready, man?
Let's do it.
What's your best place for vacation?
We love to go down to Hilton Head, the family spot, Salty Dog Cafe. If you guys know it, check it out.
Hey, awesome. You ever get down to Savannah? I'm sure, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So I used to live in Warner Robins, Georgia, and we used to go over to Tybee Islands all the time and hang out.
That's funny. My wife grew up in Macon, Georgia.
I went to school in Warner Robins. I got married in Macon.
Really?
Yeah, Warner Robins and Macon are like right next to each other.
They're brothers.
Yeah,
my brother went to the Air Force in Warner Robins.
Yeah, Warner Robins Air Force Base. I went to high school at Warner Robins High there.
That's funny.
I know, that is funny. She's a Macon girl.
Yeah. Do you know what their old baseball team used to be called?
I don't.
Macon Whoopie.
Macon
It's gone.
Do you know who Frank Kern is?
Frank Kern.
Internet marketer?
Yeah.
Legend?
Legend, yeah.
Yeah, he's like a legend. He's from Macon, Georgia.
I didn't know that.
Yep. All right, anyways, back on topic. What was your first automobile?
Oh, Pontiac Sunfire.
Woo! Look at you, man. What's your favorite season or holiday in the year?
The season, it's right now, but the holiday is Christmas. I just love the Christmas.
The spirit.
The music, the food.
Yeah.
Mostly the food, I guess. But
it just makes you feel different, man.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Feel good.
Especially if you're a child of Christ and you really dig into what Christmas is about. Like, it's a whole different
uplifting.
Thing. Yeah, man, absolutely. What's the best podcast you listened to lately, besides yours or mine? One outside of that. So.
I don't listen to anyone but you, Zach.
Oh, come on, man. What's one that's resonated with you lately?
So I'm still a big fan of the Bigger Pockets.
Okay. So, what's your favorite food, man?
Yeah, I know it sounds very juvenile, but it's pizza. I love every city I go in. I got to find a pizza place.
Try to find a pizza place. Yeah. Are you a early to rise, or do you stay up and grind?
I'm don't sleep a whole lot, but hard to get out of bed. So if I got something to do, I'll get out of bed. Otherwise, I'll sleep till the last minute. But I can stay up till 5, 6 o'clock in the morning and keep going.
Gotcha. What's your favorite book you read lately?
What's the name of it? No, I can't think of it. Of course, I can't think of the name of it. Slight Edge.
Slight Edge?
Yeah. Is it Slight Edge?
I don't know. That's the first time I've heard of that. Slight Edge.
Slight
Edge. What's it about?
Just the small incremental changes. I'm going to have to tell you what what's the name of the book? It's sitting on my nightstand. I just finished it.
Slight edge, meaning like just that little bit of an edge will help you keep growing more and more. I like it. Personal development is what it is.
Yeah. I don't really care about the name of it, but the concept is incredible.
No, I'm with you, man. All right. What's your favorite movie?
Gosh, I don't watch TV. I will get into the movies, the Marvels.
Yeah.
I mean, those are fun.
Yeah. You got kids?
I got 3 kids, so it's like Disney or.
Oh yeah. I could look. I hear music playing. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Moana. Oh, that's Frozen.
we're in a Lion King phase every morning. It's like, Dad, Lion King. I'm like, I can't do it again.
Right.
Yeah.
I love it, man. Hey, man, you've been a great sport. Thanks for sharing your deal with us. Andrew, if people wanted to follow you or check you out, where would they go, man?
We're on Facebook, obviously. Andrew Lucas. REI Live Columbia is our REIA. But you can hit me up on email. It's andrew@lucasproperties.biz, and that's BIZ. So, find me there at Facebook,
And if they're ever in Columbia, South Carolina, they need to come by and check out your REI Live, man.
Absolutely. Come by. We do this all the time. We always have a project if you want to check something out. Or we have a lot of people. Columbia's getting a name for itself. A lot of people wondering how to invest, where to invest in Columbia. And we can kind of help you stay out of the bad.
As we like to say, you can help them find their way through the murky waters of investing.
That's it. We will put you through it.
Man, I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Hey, guys, that was another Coffee with Closers show with my friend Andrew here, laying down something we hadn't talked about before, which got me excited, as you can tell. And but we do these for you guys. We do the shows for you. I don't know where you are in your investing career, or if you're new, if you're seasoned, whatever the case is. That's why we do them. We dig into the deals so you can see all different angles. That's why we interview real investors doing real deals in a real market. And don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so you know every time we put something awesome out for you, okay? Andrew, thanks again for being here with me, my friend. Check Andrew out if you're ever in Columbia. If not, reach out to him and see what you guys can do together. My name is Zack Childress, and I'll see you on another show. Bye now.
Thank you.